This is PE, at home lesson 2 for 3rd grade, cardiovascular endurance. The equipment that you'll need for this lesson, your favorite upbeat music for workout, and pencil and paper to take notes. Hi everyone, Coach Fierro's here, and I hope that everyone enjoyed lesson 1. We're going to move on to lesson number 2 of PE at home, still focusing on cardiovascular endurance. All right, let's go ahead and go over the what, the why, and the how, because these are very important. So, for what, we always ask, what are we learning? Well, how to stay physically active at home. Okay, and why? Why are we learning it? Because staying physically active maintains a healthy lifestyle. It is important to know that physical activity can take place in any place. And how? How will I know that I have learned it? Well, after this lesson, you're going to be able to say the following. I can explain and demonstrate how to check my heart rate. I can list the 5 components of physical fitness. I can demonstrate cardio workouts. And I can name different target heart rate zones. Lesson 1 objectives. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to say, I can list the 5 components of physical fitness. I can define cardiovascular endurance. I can perform a workout based on cardiovascular endurance. I can explain the benefits of cardiovascular endurance to a family member or friend. I can give examples of cardiovascular endurance, physical activities, and exercises. Challenges. Challenge number 1, you're going to review cardiovascular endurance. Challenge number 2, checking your heart rate before, during, and after your cardio workout. Challenge number 3, show what you know. And then the bonus challenge, you're going to do a cardio workout and then also send a 1-minute cardio workout on video. Challenge number 1, review cardiovascular endurance. So let's go over the questions that you were asked during lesson number 1 of cardiovascular endurance. So we're going to do a turn and talk. I would like you to think about the answer to this question. What are the 5 components of physical fitness? Go ahead and turn and share the answer with a family member. Go ahead and hit pause, and after you share the answer, go ahead and continue by pressing play. All right, so if your answers were cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition, then that means that you got it right. So those are the 5 components of physical fitness. All right, now let's think about the answer to this question right here. What are the benefits of doing cardiovascular exercises? Go ahead and share 3 benefits of doing cardiovascular exercises with a family member. Press pause if you need to, if you need longer time, or go ahead and continue with the lesson. And let's see if you have one of these answers. So one of the benefits of cardiovascular endurance is relieve stress, better sleep, and weight control. Of course, there's other benefits of cardiovascular exercises, but these are 3 of the most common benefits. All right, here's another question that I would like you to think about. How do you know you're doing a cardio workout? Share this with a family member, hit pause, and then go ahead and press play whenever you're ready to reveal the answer. All right, now if you say that you know you're doing cardio when if you're sweating, or if your heart is beating fast, or if you're breathing hard, that means that you were correct. Okay, start thinking about this question. What is the definition of cardiovascular endurance? All right, if you said that the definition of cardiovascular endurance is the ability of the heart, lungs, and blood vessels to supply oxygen and nutrients to the muscles during long periods of exercise, that means that you were correct. All right, so if you already reviewed the cardiovascular endurance questions and if you know the answers very well, then you're ready to move on to the next challenge. If not, then I suggest you review the last couple of questions so that way you're familiar with the answers. All right, so now we're ready to move on to challenge number two. Hip, hip, hooray! Challenge number two, checking heart rate before, during, and after cardio workout. Now, before we learn how to check our heart rate, you have to know that your heart is always beating every time. Your heart is the only muscle that is actually working day in and day out. Even if you're playing, if you're eating, if you're sleeping, if you're exercising, if you're playing video games, whatever the case is, your heart is always beating. Now, there are different target heart rate zones that I would like you to learn today. Now, there's a lot of target heart rate zones, but there's only some of them who are very specific that I would like you to learn today. And those are actually underlined. For example, like resting heart rate. Now, your resting heart rate is a target heart rate zone, and which means that you are actually inactive, that you're not doing any type of physical activity. For example, if you're just sitting down or laying down in bed. And this is another target heart rate zone. It's called health improvement zone. In other words, fat burn, fitness zone. Yep, that means that we're doing cardio. That's your target heart rate zone. So if your heart rate is in the fitness zone, that means that you're basically doing a cardio workout. A performance zone is actually for a regular workout. It's a little bit more intense than cardio. For example, if you're doing like Zumba or step aerobics. High performance zone is primarily actually for athletes. Now, athletes usually are suggested that they get in the high performance zone, especially to those professional athletes that play sports on a regular basis. And a maximum heart rate zone. Now, I put this in red and I underlined it for a reason, and I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes. And a recovery heart rate, which means after your workout, you should lower down your heart rate so it could go back to what we called the recovery heart rate. Now, it is very important that you warm up before any type of workout and cool down after any type of workout. When you warm up, your warm up should take about maybe 5 to 10 minutes before your actual workout starts. A warm up could be something that where your muscles are getting used to or getting ready for your workout. And also, after your workout, you should cool down. Your cool down should be like a stretch or like a yoga activity, something that's going to relax you so you could go back down to your recovery heart rate. It's very important that you warm up and cool down to avoid any type of soreness or any injuries in your muscles. Now, the two most common parts of your body where you check your heart rate or your pulse is the carotid artery, which is in your neck, and radial artery, which is your wrist. As you can see in the picture right here, you can check your pulse and your carotid artery, which is your neck, and your radial artery, which is your wrist, your choice. Sometimes it's easier to find the pulse in the carotid or radial artery. So check the one that is actually much better for you. When checking your pulse, make sure that you use your two fingers and you gently touch the carotid artery or the radial artery. Do not push too hard. Now let's watch a video demonstration on how to check your heart rate. Now in this video, you will learn how to check your resting heart rate, check your fitness zone heart rate, and check the recovery heart rate. Now for accurate results, make sure to check your heart rate the same time as Coach Fierro's. All right, are you ready?
Now, the purpose of this video is for you to learn how to check your resting heart rate, your fitness heart rate, and also your recovery heart rate. Now, let's go over the resting heart rate. So right now, I was just resting, I was taking a break, I was on the computer and I was doing my lesson plans. So for a full 35 minutes, I was just sitting down on the computer doing my lesson plan. So now I'm gonna go ahead and check my pulse. And I'm gonna use my radial artery, which is on my wrist, which is right here. Yep. And I'm gonna check my pulse. As you can see, the radial artery is about right here. I'm gonna use my two fingers and I'm going to check my pulse. Notice I'm not pushing gently. Oh, there it is, okay. You can feel it. Right. Now, of course, by next year, when you're in fourth grade, you're going to be able to calculate your beats per minute or your BPM. And but right now in third grade, you should be able just to know where to check your pulse. So I just checked my resting heart rate. Now on to the fitness heart rate zone. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and jog in place. I'm gonna go ahead and increase my heart rate. So of course my heart pulse is going to beat a little bit faster after I start jogging in place. So I'm start jogging in place. Okay, if I jump, all right. And I'm gonna go ahead and check my pulse again. Now, what do you think? Do you think that my pulse is, or my heart is beating faster, or is it the same as when I checked my resting heart rate? What do you think? Well, if you said that your pulse is actually beating, my pulse was beating faster than when I was resting, then you are correct. Now, of course, like I said before, it's very important that you warm up and you cool down after you do like at least a 15 to 20 minute workout. Now, after your workout, when you cool down, that's the best time to check your recovery heart rate. Now, your recovery heart rate should be pretty much going down to where it was when it was resting. All right, so that's actually how you check your resting heart rate, your fitness heart rate, and then right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and relax a little bit. I'm gonna do a workout, 25 minutes, and after that, I'm gonna go ahead and check my pulse again to check my recovery heart rate. Thank you very
All
much.
right, awesome. All right, so now if you already know how to check your pulse using your carotid artery or your radial artery, then go ahead and move on. If you still had a difficulty finding your pulse, then ask a family member to help you and review this part of the lesson. Now, to find your maximum heart rate, which is another target heart rate zone, okay, you have to subtract 220 minus your age. And then the answer is your maximum heart rate. Let me give you two examples. Example number one. Let's say Fernando is 47 years old and his maximum heart rate is 143 beats per minute. How did we get to 143 beats per minute? Because if we subtracted 220 minus 47 equals 143. So 143 beats per minute is his maximum heart rate. Here's another example. Let's say Emma is 24 years old. So her maximum heart rate is 196 beats per minute. So how did we get to 196 beats per minute? Because we subtracted 220 with 24, and that equals 196. So 196 beats per minute is her maximum heart rate. As you can see right here on the chart where it says heart rate, fitness, and conditioning, there's an arrow right there. And check this out. Now, it says maximum no-go zone, which means it is suggested and highly recommended, and you should never ever usually do any type of exercise that is going to get to your maximum heart rate. All right, so if you already know how to calculate your maximum heart rate, and if you know how to check your pulse, then you're ready to move on to the next challenge. If not, I suggest you go back and review this part of the lesson. All right, let's move on to challenge number 3. Hip, hip, hooray. All right, challenge number 3. Show what you know. So just like lesson number 1, there was a Google form attached to the lesson. So after watching this lesson, go to the Google form. Answer the questions on the Google form. And don't forget to hit submit. After you complete this challenge, then I dare you to try the bonus challenge. So after you have completed the Google form, that means that you're ready to go on to the bonus challenge. Hip, hip, hooray! Bonus challenge. Cardio workout and a 1-minute cardio workout on video. So you're going to complete the workout video and then you're going to do it. You're going to send me a 1-minute workout video of yourself doing cardio. And you can send the video on Google Classroom by attaching it to the lesson when you click on Mark as Done, or you can also send it to me on my cell phone. Here's my number. And then your bonus challenge might appear on the all new top 10. So I'm going to do a top 10 highlights in this week's announcement on Thursday, and your video might come out. I dare you to try the bonus challenge. Are you ready? For the next lesson, we're going to review cardiovascular endurance and heart rate. We're going to introduce our second component of physical fitness, which is muscular endurance. And you will also need two water bottles with sand or dirt. Make sure you close the bottle. And then muscular endurance workouts.